AITA for exposing the truth in the family group chat after a paternity test demand. My wife, Ashley, is 27. I'm not going to lie and say our relationship or marriage was full of red flags. We were happy, or at least that's what I thought. I loved my wife and believed she loved me too. We were together for 3 years and have been married for 6 years. I have always been a faithful husband. So, you can imagine my shock when Ashley burst into tears and told me she wanted me to take a paternity test for her 4-year-old niece, Lily. I had no idea where this was coming from. We had never talked about this kind of thing. It was so unexpected that I thought she was joking, but she was crying and looked genuinely hurt. I was so stunned that I just asked her why she wanted me to take a paternity test for her niece. And then, she told me it came from the fact that she did not like my closeness with her sister, Megan. A little context. Megan, 32, is Ashley's sister and my best friend. Actually, I met Ashley through Megan at one of her birthday parties at a local brewery. Their whole family knew Megan and I were best friends. Ashley always knew, and yet it didn't stop her from dating me. In fact, Ashley started dating me because Megan spoke highly of me to her. Yes, Megan played matchmaker. I still find it hard to believe she was okay with me dating her sister and even encouraged the relationship. I know a lot of people would have cut ties if their best friend dated their sibling, but Megan is not like that. She is the one who set us up. Over the years, Ashley never said she was uncomfortable with my friendship with Megan. As soon as I started dating Ashley, I set clear boundaries with Megan and spent much less time with her than before. Even when we saw each other, Ashley was often there because we always invited her. When Megan started dating her current husband, Ryan, 35, we often went on double dates, grabbing dinner, or seeing a movie. I was the best man at their wedding, and Ashley was the maid of honor. We are all very close. We still see each other every week for a Sunday barbecue or brunch. Ashley and I are Lily's godparents, so it's completely natural that we love her like our own daughter. I take her to her gymnastics class, and Ashley takes her to the park. Sorry for the long background, but I promise you it's important. I just want you to understand how much this paternity test request shocked me. There had never been an issue with Megan, Ryan, or Lily. And suddenly, Ashley tells me she has doubts about my relationship with Megan. I tried to explain that nothing had ever happened between us. Like an idiot, I cried and begged her to believe me, but Ashley was adamant. She wanted proof. She told me I had to talk to Megan and arrange the test because she didn't want to speak to her anymore. Ashley acted as if she had serious suspicions about me and Megan. And then, she started bringing up divorce, saying she could no longer trust me. I was completely lost. I begged her to think about it, but for 5 days, she didn't change her mind. So, I told her I would take the paternity test if it could save our marriage. Through all of this, I tried to understand where these insecurities were coming from. In the end, I didn't have to look far. I looked through her phone and went through her messages. Yes, I know some will say it's an invasion of privacy, but Ashley and I had an open phone policy. I had never done it before because I trusted her, but I was very worried that someone was telling her lies. So, I took a look, and what I found shattered me. I discovered that my wife was having an affair with Ryan. Yes, you read that right. They had a full-blown inappropriate relationship. It was devastating to read the woman I loved telling another man that he meant everything to her. They talked about the details of their affair, and it didn't seem at all like they intended to end it. I didn't dig any deeper. I just took screenshots and sent them directly to the family group chat. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because the fallout was massive. Everyone started flooding the chat with messages, and I had to mute it for a while. My wife was in the shower when it happened, so she didn't realize it right away. I took the opportunity to pack a duffel bag and leave the house. I am now staying with a close friend because I couldn't bear to be in the same house as Ashley anymore. It has been over 12 hours now since I posted the screenshots. My phone is blowing up with messages and calls, but I'm keeping it away from me for now. I'm using my work laptop to write this. When I glanced at my phone, I saw tons of messages from Ashley and others. Ashley showed no remorse. Instead, she left me voicemails and texts where she was screaming, accusing me of destroying her life. She called me an idiot for blowing up the situation without talking to her first. Now that everything has collapsed, I feel guilty for exposing her like that. I was so angry that I didn't think. I should have been more strategic, but I let my emotions get the better of me. I feel awful, especially for not talking to Megan first. I dropped this bomb on her without any warning. I should have driven to her house and shown her privately before revealing Ryan and Ashley's infidelity. Now it's chaos, and I'm really afraid I made a huge mistake. I've definitely lost my wife. There is no going back after this. I will never stay with someone who breaks trust like that. But I really don't want to lose my best friend either. Megan must be furious with me. I'm ashamed, but I'm also completely broken. I wish so badly this wasn't my reality. Let us be very clear. I did nothing to make my wife jealous of my friendship with Megan, nor to give her any reason to doubt me. Megan and I have always respected clear boundaries. We are mature adults who understand that a close friendship also needs boundaries. Ashley, Megan, and Ryan spent time together all the time. Since Ashley is infertile, we don't have children. That's partly why we are so close to Lily. It's extremely weird that Ashley accused me of being Lily's father. I suppose she was projecting her own guilt. Who knows? Maybe if I had confronted her directly, I would have gotten more answers. I lost that chance by blowing up instead of thinking calmly. I blame myself for that stupid decision, but what's done is done. Today, I'm afraid my impulsive actions hurt Megan and Lily. Honestly, I don't care what happens to Ashley or Ryan, but I care about Megan and Lily. If Megan decides to forgive Ryan, things will get complicated because I exposed her cheating husband to everyone. It will be easier for me to move on from Ashley, but Megan has a child to protect. I just wish I had not been so selfish and had thought of them too. And before anyone criticizes me for caring more about Megan and Lily than my own wife, well, they are the real victims here. Ashley betrayed me and had an affair with her sister's husband. She had no respect for me or for her own sister's family. I don't think she deserves the slightest pity or consideration from me. Even after being exposed, she had the audacity to blame me for ruining her life, as if she hadn't destroyed mine. I don't know if I will ever speak to Ashley again. We'll see. For now, I'm trying to find the courage to talk to Megan. I need to apologize to her for blowing up her life like this. I will post an update as soon as I get the chance to speak with her. Update 1. Some of you are really having a hard time accepting that a man and a woman can simply be friends. I know that no matter how much I explain myself, some will never change their minds. But I will say it one more time. There was never anything inappropriate between Megan and me. We never dated and never had romantic feelings for each other. Not once. We both dated other people before marrying our spouses. She is not my only female friend, and I am not her only male friend. And no, I never did anything that could have made my wife jealous or insecure. It is easy to blame Megan and me, but your speculation will not change my reality. The truth is, we always behaved like normal friends with clear boundaries. And no, I did not ignore any potential complaints from my wife about my friendship with her sister. In reality, she never complained about it and never expressed the slightest concern regarding it. If you refuse to accept these facts, I don't know how to convince you. Anyway, leaving the trolls aside, I have an update for those who genuinely care about me and Megan. I was able to see her and talk with her about what happened. After my last post, I checked my phone and saw a message from Megan asking if we could meet. There were no further details, so I didn't know if she was mad at me. I was a bit stressed, but we set up a time for the next day. We met at a quiet coffee shop to talk. Megan looked exhausted, and she told me I did too. I asked about Lily, and Megan said she was doing okay for now. Before getting to the heart of the matter, I offered her my most sincere apologies for dropping everything on her all at once and making it public without talking to her first. After about 10 minutes of apologizing, Megan interrupted me and said she had already forgiven me. She admitted she was angry at first, but had gotten past it. Megan even told me it was a good thing I dropped it all like that rather than confronting my wife first. Ryan didn't have time to make up lies or delete evidence. He confessed to almost everything a few minutes after I posted the screenshots in the family chat. At first, he tried to deny it, but as soon as he saw the screenshots, he immediately confessed everything. The affair started almost a year ago. It was not constant, or at least that's what Ryan told Megan. Apparently, it all started at a college friend's wedding in Napa Valley that Megan and I went to together. Lily was with my mother-in-law, and Ashley knew this. Apparently, she called Ryan to hang out since they were both alone for the weekend. You can easily guess how the evening ended for them. This is where it gets a bit confusing for Megan and me. Ryan claims he did not want to continue the affair. He panicked the next day and wanted to confess everything to Megan. But my wife is the one who convinced him to stay quiet for everyone's sake. According to Ryan, Ashley put it in his head that revealing what happened would destroy both marriages. And on that point, they were right. Ashley also scared him by saying Megan would take Lily and he would lose custody. They talked, and Ryan agreed to keep the secret to save his marriage. I don't know why, but despite his regrets, Ryan continued his affair with Ashley. When Megan asked him why, he couldn't give her a clear answer. The best he could say was that sometimes he felt lonely or insecure because of my friendship with Megan. Ashley shared her own doubts about us, which didn't help. Rather than acting like responsible adults, they decided to let their jealousy guide them, perhaps getting revenge on us this way. I'm not too sure, but that's what logic tells me. I asked Megan what she planned to do now. She answered coldly that she was going to get a divorce. She said she didn't want to teach her daughter to be a doormat and wanted to show her that toxic marriages are not worth saving. She also said she was deeply hurt and could no longer trust Ryan. Maybe she could have forgiven him if it had been a one-time slip-up, but the fact that he kept it a secret and continued the affair made things even worse. Megan then asked me what I planned to do. I told her I was also planning to file for divorce. She wasn't surprised because I have always said infidelity is a line that should never be crossed. I was cheated on in a previous relationship, so I have absolutely zero tolerance for it. Ashley knew this perfectly well when we started dating, and I always talked about how much I hated cheaters. Ashley knew. My feelings on the matter never changed. I really thought Ashley was the one, and that this time I wouldn't be betrayed. But well, I have to accept that I just make really bad choices when it comes to women. I don't know the whole story because we only have Ryan's version, but I know the affair happened, and that's all that matters. Megan told me she has not spoken to Ashley and does not plan to, even in the future. She said her parents are very angry with Ashley and fully support her. They don't want her to stay with Ryan after this either. They also said they wanted to speak with me. I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. Maybe I will go see them because they have always been kind to me. I think I owe them at least one last meeting. I went back to my friend's place, and I am exhausted. The conversation with Megan drained me mentally. So, I need time to recover. I heard too much today, and the details are still bothering me. My soon-to-be ex-wife is messaging me nonstop, but I'm not paying much attention to it. I talked with my parents to tell them what happened. I also talked with my friends. None of them are happy with Ashley or Ryan. I received a lot of support from them, and I am very grateful for it. I don't know what the future holds for me in the coming days. All I know right now is that I need to see a lawyer and start the divorce proceedings. Then, I will also have to sort out the house and everything else. I don't want to think about it today, but I know I will have to face it. I am so tired. I really hope tomorrow will be a better day. Update 2. After my last post, I spent days in a deep depression. I stopped eating, stopped showering, and didn't even want to get out of bed. My friend was very worried about me, and my parents were too. My dad even came to my friend's house because he knew I needed him. I may be unlucky in love, but I have the best parents in the world. After talking to my dad, I felt much better. I am truly grateful to have my parents in my life. A huge thank you to my friend too. If you are reading this, Jake, you are amazing. Thanks to my dad, I also found a lawyer and started the divorce process. At the same time, I did something that many might disapprove of. I agreed to meet with Ashley. Before anyone calls me weak, let me explain why. She had been blowing up my phone since I met with Megan. I don't even know how she knew we saw each other. Anyway, she called my dad crying and begged him to help her talk to me. After thinking about it, I decided to see her, but under certain conditions. First, she has to leave my house and give me back the keys. I may have left the house to avoid running into her, but it is a premarital asset. I bought it before we were married because she didn't want to get married without a house. So, she has absolutely no legal right to this house, and to keep it that way, she has to leave. Ashley is desperate enough to accept. I'm not going to lie, that's not the only reason I agreed to see her. I realized I needed to confront her for closure. There is absolutely no way I am getting back together with her. I simply want to hear her version since I already got Ryan's via Megan. The divorce papers are ready anyway, so this meeting is also the perfect opportunity to hand them to her in person. Call me sadistic, but I want to see her reaction when she realizes there is no going back after what she did. Go ahead, call me pathetic, I don't care. I need to face her and show her just how much she ruined everything. I have a little time left before seeing her. I will probably post an update if you want to know what she told me. Update 3. I'm back because a lot has happened. Sorry for leaving you without news for over a week. I was very busy dealing with everything I had to do, and honestly, I wasn't in the mental state to face everything and post at the same time. To be honest, I didn't think anyone would really care about my life. I came here to vent, but wow, I didn't expect so much support and good advice. I thank you all because your comments help me stay sane at times. I will not say I'm perfectly fine mentally, but I'm doing my best to stay strong for the people who care about me. Anyway, sorry for the long intro. Here's what happened. Sorry to disappoint you, but I did not get revenge on Ashley and Ryan by getting involved with Megan. As I said before, I hate that kind of behavior, even for revenge. Plus, Megan and I are just friends. As I have always said, nothing is going on between us. We are not going to get involved just to get back at our future exes. Mature people don't do that. What we did was move forward with our respective divorce proceedings. As I mentioned, I was going to file for divorce. Ashley also moved out of my house after our meeting, which I will talk about in a moment. So I was able to go back home. My God, it felt good to be back home. Yes, there was a bit of sadness because every corner of the house is filled with memories, but most are tainted now. I changed the locks so Ashley cannot enter whenever she pleases. Even though she gave me back the keys, I am not sure she didn't make a copy. I cannot trust her with anything right now. But let's talk about my meeting with Ashley. As soon as I saw her, I was a bit shocked. She looked terrible. I don't know. I thought she was incapable of feeling remorse for what she had done. I believe people who did that were completely devoid of empathy to be able to act that way. Yet, I did not feel bad seeing her in such a state. I was a bit surprised, but ultimately, I felt nothing. Ashley was glad to see me and even tried to hug me, but I told her not to avoid any physical contact. I saw her face drop. It was like I had kicked a puppy. I didn't expect to see her so sad, especially after all the venom she had sent me via text a few days earlier. Anyway, I sat down and told her not to sugarcoat anything. I wanted to know everything before deciding what would happen to our marriage. That was a lie. I had already decided to divorce, but I wanted to hear her raw version, and frankly, I did not expect what she told me. Even after talking with Megan, a small part of me hoped Ashley had not betrayed me to that extent. I hoped Ryan had manipulated her into continuing their affair, but to my horror, Ashley confirmed exactly what Ryan had told Megan. And the worst part, Ashley confessed she had every intention of pursuing Ryan from their very first meeting. Apparently, she had developed feelings for him. Ashley was very jealous of Megan, who had everything she dreamed of. Ashley watched her fall in love, get married, and have a child. That last point hurt her particularly. She thought Megan had it all and hated seeing her so happy. Little by little, she started picturing herself in Megan's place, believing her life would have been much better if she had been Megan. She became completely delusional and developed feelings for Ryan. My God, just writing this makes me want to throw up. I cannot express how sickened I was hearing Ashley say these words. Ashley had been planning this for a long time and jumped at the first opportunity. When Ryan panicked after their first night, Ashley manipulated him into keeping quiet by threatening him with the possibility of a divorce. I sat there listening as my wife explained to me how she did everything to ensure Ryan continued their affair. Ashley was convinced she could make Ryan fall in love with her. When that didn't work, she came up with the idea of asking me for a paternity test. According to her, the test would serve to prove that something was going on between Megan and me, since that is what she suspected. She wanted to use this test to accuse us of having an affair so that Ryan would leave Megan in a fit of rage. That way, no one would blame them for starting a relationship after the divorces. Ashley is completely insane and unhinged. She unpacked all the sordid details of her disgusting plan while I listened. It gave me chills. I stayed silent for a moment. I was completely disgusted. And that's not all. Ashley had the nerve to say she made a mistake and realized she had never stopped loving me. She said she begged Ryan to agree to a divorce and start a relationship with her, but Ryan insulted her and blocked her. That's when she realized Ryan would never love her, not the way I loved her. Apparently, Ashley had a so-called epiphany and realized how much she had messed everything up. She had the audacity to ask me to take her back because she loved me and had made a mistake. I simply pulled out the divorce papers, told her to only speak to me through our lawyers, and left. She is crazy if she thought I would take her back after all that. When I got home, I fell back into depression, and this time it was even worse. My dad and my friends helped me a lot to pull through. I will not say I am fine because horrible images still haunt me. I blocked my soon-to-be ex-wife everywhere. I don't want to hear another word from her. I am moving forward with the divorce and preparing to fight in court if she tries to complicate things. I don't know if I will make another update because I have already told everything. Just writing everything down exhausted me, so I might take a step back. Update 4. It has been almost a year since my last update. Sorry it took me so long to come back. Not much happened after my last post because I swore to stay away from the drama. I was in a really bad place, and for a while, I relied heavily on antidepressants to get by. Shortly after my last post, my family got very worried about me and encouraged me to start therapy. Therapy made me realize I have a lot of trauma related to infidelity, and this latest experience literally broke me. I started therapy immediately and committed to it. I am happy to say I am doing much better today. My divorce was finalized a few months ago, and fortunately, breaking free from Ashley was not a nightmare. I was a bit worried she would make things complicated. She tried for a few months, but she had to give up. Literally no one was on her side. Her own family rejected her and wants nothing to do with her anymore. Her friends didn't support her either. Her parents cut all contact with her because Megan and Lily are currently living with them. Megan had a very hard time with the divorce because Ryan did everything to stop it. I am not going to go too much into the details regarding them because it is not my story. Megan knows about my post, and I think she might share her side when she feels ready. For now, she is focusing on her daughter and doing everything so she does not suffer too much. I have to say Megan is much stronger than me. She is truly moving forward and staying strong for Lily. Speaking of her, I still visit them every week at my former in-laws' house. Since I know this house is an Ashley-free zone, I have no problem going there. Megan's parents still care about me, so I try to maintain a good relationship with them too. Ryan cannot stand this. From what I know, he is still trying to win Megan back, even though they only communicate through a co-parenting app now. Luckily, I don't have that problem since my ex-wife is permanently out of my life. I will not post any more updates because I think everything has been said. Thank you so much for being there for me during this difficult time. If you are going through something similar, I just want to tell you it eventually gets better. Megan's update. Even though this is my first post, I think a lot of you already know me because my best friend shared his side of the story and encouraged me to tell mine. Everyone knows me as Megan. That is not my real name, but my friend was careful not to reveal my identity, which I appreciate. He doesn't want to reveal his either, so I will refer to him as my friend if I need to mention him. Even though this story obviously involves my husband and me, I'm not going to do an introduction because my friend has already summarized our relationship well from what I read. Although he forgot to mention that he is a terrible cook and every time we see each other, I end up cooking, unless we are not hungry. In that case, he cooks because there is a good chance we will not eat what he makes. Yes, it was incredibly painful to discover my ex-husband's infidelity through the family group chat. I was mad at my friend for a few hours because I would have preferred he came to talk to me in person first. But I also understood that in a situation like that, I probably would have done the same. It was my first experience with this kind of situation, but I have always disliked it because I saw how much my friend suffered from a past experience, and now I have lived it myself. When I found out, I was having dinner with my ex-husband, who you know as Ryan, and Lily, who is my daughter, though that is not her real name either. Yes, I have a bad habit of having dinner with my phone on the table. A bad example for my daughter, I know, but I'm working on it. When I saw there were several messages in the group, I opened them to read what was going on. Well, you already know what was going on. And while I was reading, my face must have changed because Ryan asked me what was wrong. I replied, I just found out you had an affair with my sister. That's what's going on. I knew right away it was true. His face said it all. But we still waited for Lily to finish eating. We put her to bed, and then we had a conversation. It was very hard to wait because I wanted to scream, but Lily was with us. That's when Ryan told me that Ashley started it all, not without first trying to deny it, and that she was the one who suggested keeping it going. This is something my friend already told you, so I am not going to say much more about it because there is not much to add. That night, Ryan slept on the couch while I slept in our room. But the next morning, I packed all my things. I took Lily and went to my parents' house. Yes, Ryan tried to convince me not to do it, to give him a chance, but I left. It didn't take me long to forgive my friend, and after seeing him, I contacted a lawyer to start the divorce process. Ryan did not make it easy for me because he did not want a divorce. According to him, we could still fix things, at least for Lily. He told me everything was over with Ashley and even sent me screenshots of their messages where he insulted her and blamed her for destroying 2 marriages and a family out of jealousy. But I think Ryan doesn't understand that it takes 2 to tango and that he is just as responsible. He could have stopped it all that first night or any night after, but he didn't. So, I am not buying his manipulated victim narrative. At best, he is a disloyal idiot who was manipulated, but that changes nothing for me. He also said he was jealous of my relationship with my friend, but when I asked him what proof he had that I could have been unfaithful to him, he said that simply having a friendship with a man was reason enough. It is funny because, if I remember correctly, he and my sister were not even friends, and yet they had a relationship behind my back. During the divorce, he even asked for a paternity test. And guess what? Lily is indeed his daughter. So he will have to pay child support, although I got primary custody. Lily spends the whole week with me, and Ryan takes her on Friday evening to bring her back on Sunday evening. My friend and I joke that he better not date any of my sisters anymore, even though, aside from Ashley, I don't have any others. Honestly, Ashley doesn't even feel like my sister right now. She tried to apologize and even apologize to my parents, but no one wants to talk to her at the moment. She was even removed from the family group chat by the admin, which is me, and a few family members sent clapping emojis. Yes, I saw it. Aunt Carol, I know you love the drama. My friend is still in the group, while Ryan left it after my friend posted the pictures and everything blew up. So that is my version. There is not much else to say, but I wanted to share what happened with the divorce, things my friend did not want to tell out of respect for me, but that I am posting here. I just want to say that my friend and I are doing very well now, as well as can be expected. And it is nice to have someone by your side to face all of this. And yes, I read the comments suggesting we should get involved for revenge. Maybe those were messages from my ex-husband or my ex-sister, since he clearly doesn't seem to understand that we are just friends and we are not planning to be together, neither for revenge nor because we have feelings for each other. We are just that, friends. To everyone else, thank you for the kind things I read in your comments, and I will read the ones on this post. That being said, I do not plan to write another post, just this one, and only because so many people, including my friend, encouraged me to. Yeah, comment. Reading about this situation really made me reflect on how fragile trust can be and how much courage it takes to walk away from toxic environments. It is a powerful reminder that self-respect sometimes means closing the door on people who repeatedly disregard your boundaries. We often feel pressured to save relationships at the expense of our own mental health, but choosing peace over constant drama is always the right decision. True accountability is rare, and waiting for an apology from someone who refuses to see their wrongdoing will only keep you anchored to the past. Healing truly begins the moment you accept the reality of a situation and actively decide to protect your own energy. I also appreciate how this highlights the beauty of genuine friendship and the importance of having a reliable support system during dark times. Rebuilding your life after a major betrayal takes time and patience, yet it is entirely possible to find true happiness on the other side. I hope you always remember your inherent worth and never settle for spaces that make you feel unvalued. If you like the stories, don't forget to leave a comment and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the upcoming stories.